99% of men will spend their entire lives chasing a shadow, completely unaware that the female mind is actively repelled by their submission. Most men are completely blind to the hidden architecture of female psychology. They treat a woman's shifting moods like a game of chess, desperately using logic to solve an emotional equation, only to wind up drained and undervalued. But a sovereign man does not play games. He knows that a woman's attraction is never a conscious choice, but an automated response triggered by ancient evolutionary frameworks. What modern society mislabels as a female weakness is actually a hardwired psychological trigger. Today, we are stripping away the modern lies. We are going to deploy the unwavering light of Stoic philosophy to expose the 10 psychological weaknesses of the female mind that every man must master to completely command his energy. If you are part of the 1% ready to master this truth, subscribe to The Silent Roar and leave a comment stating simply, "I am ready." Let's begin. 1. The magnetism of the silent anchor. In a world of constant noise and shifting opinions, a woman's greatest psychological vulnerability is her deep-seated attraction to emotional stability. Most men are like weather vanes. They spin whichever way her emotions blow. If she is happy, he is happy. If she is cold, he becomes anxious, overcompensating with double texts and nervous energy. Think about a massive storm at sea. The crew doesn't look to a captain who is running around the deck screaming and panicking. They look for the captain who stands completely still at the wheel, calm and collected. When a woman has a bad day, gets stressed, or tests your boundaries, she is looking to see if you will crack. If you match her chaotic energy with your own anger or anxiety, you lose. But if you stay completely calm, she will naturally calm down to match your level. There is a psychological principle known as emotional contagion, the idea that we catch the moods of those around us. If you remain an unshakable foundation while she is in an emotional storm, she will eventually catch your calm. This is the first secret. She is biologically drawn to the man whose internal peace is not for sale. 2. The mystery of the productive ghost. We live in an age of infinite accessibility. Every man is just a single digital message away, sitting on his couch, waiting to reply within 3 seconds. Because of this, free attention has become a completely devalued currency. A woman's mind is hardwired to value what is scarce. If you are always available, you are common. Think about a high-end luxury car. You don't see them parked on every single street corner. They are rare and hard to find. This isn't about playing childish text games or pretending to be busy to look cool. It means you are genuinely so focused on your gym routine, your job, your business, and your goals that you simply do not have the time to stare at a phone screen all day. When you vanish into your work, your absence creates a vacuum that she will naturally want to fill. You aren't playing hard to get. You are simply hard to influence because your time belongs to your destiny. 3. The power of the non-reactive observer. Epictetus once said that any person capable of angering you becomes your master. This is never truer than in the dance of attraction. Many women will unconsciously test a man's boundaries. They want to see where the floor is. Imagine you are at a dinner table. Across from you sits a woman you deeply care about. The conversation is flowing, the chemistry is undeniable, and for a moment you feel like you are finally in control. Then the vibe shifts. A single word, a slight change in her tone, or a glance at her phone, and suddenly you feel the ground beneath you begin to crack. An uncalibrated man reacts immediately. He asks what is wrong. He tries to fix it. He leans in, hoping to bridge the gap, but the more he reaches out, the further she retreats. He leaves that night feeling drained, confused, and fundamentally undervalued. If they can make you angry, defensive, or desperate with a single comment, they know they are the master of your house. A Stoic is a non-reactive observer. When she throws a barb or tries to provoke a reaction, you look at it like a historian looking at an ancient document. You don't get defensive, you don't argue, you simply observe with a calm, quiet smile, completely unfazed. This composure is deeply attractive because it proves that you are a man of high character who cannot be easily manipulated. It shows that you have mastered the most difficult person to lead, yourself. 4. The weight of the visionary. There is a common misconception that leading means making every small decision. Real leadership, the kind that triggers a deep sense of security in a woman, is the ability to maintain a vision when things get difficult. Think about a pilot flying a plane through a bad storm. The passengers don't want the pilot to run into the cabin and ask them which way he should fly. They want him to take control and guide them to safety. Most modern men are terrified of making a mistake, so they constantly ask for permission. They say things like, "Where do you want to eat tonight?" Or, "Is it okay if we go here?" Stop asking for permission. Have a plan, state a direction, inform her where you are going tonight, and see how the energy shifts. When you provide a clear direction for your life, she doesn't have to carry the weight of wondering where things are going. She can simply exist in her feminine energy because you are doing the heavy lifting of the soul. 5. The sanctuary of reason. While popular culture tells men to be as emotional as possible, the reality of long-term attraction is entirely different. A woman's emotional world can be vast and complex. Her psychological need is a place where reason replaces fear. Think of a solid concrete wall. When the ocean waves crash against it, the wall doesn't get mad, shake, or turn into water. It just stands there, completely solid. When a woman comes to you venting about her stressful day, her boss or her friends, do not catch her stress. Don't start yelling or panicking with her. Just listen calmly and offer a grounded, reasonable perspective. You aren't fixing her. You are providing the framework of reality. You are the foundation that the waves of her emotion break against. This doesn't make you a robot. It makes you a rock. It makes you the one person in her life who isn't swept away by the tide. 6. The ethics of excellence. The world tells you to seek social proof by surrounding yourself with other women. But a Stoic knows that true value comes from a life of personal excellence. Marcus Aurelius was the most powerful man in the world, yet he didn't seek to impress. He sought to be just. Think of a master mechanic. He doesn't stand on the street corner begging people to use his shop. He just does incredible work until his reputation is so elite that people wait in line for weeks just to get his help. When a man is respected by other men, when he is an expert in his field, a man of his word, and a disciplined warrior of the mind, he radiates a different kind of value. Women are inherently attracted to the man who is respected by his peers. Your reputation should be the look in another man's eyes when he speaks of your integrity. Excellence is a flame that requires no marketing. 7. The mystery of the untamed soul. The bad boy archetype is famous for a reason, but it is often misunderstood. It isn't about being a criminal or a jerk. It is about being completely untamed. Most men are domesticated. They have been trained to seek approval, to say the correct thing, and to be safe. Think of a wild stallion versus a carriage horse. The carriage horse is safe and predictable, but nobody looks at it with awe. The wild stallion is powerful and independent. A Stoic man is civil, but he is never harmless. He has a part of his soul that belongs to no one, not his boss, not his peers, and certainly not his partner. This is the part of you that is committed entirely to the truth. When a woman realizes that she cannot truly own you, that your soul belongs to your principles first, she will feel an intense pull toward you. We only value the things we cannot fully possess. 8. The mirror of reality. We have been told to listen to problems and simply empathize. But there is a massive difference between empathy and becoming a co-conspirator in a negative emotional spiral. Imagine someone looking into a distorted mirror at a carnival and panicking because they look out of shape. A weak man stands next to them and feeds the panic. A stoic man acts as a perfectly clear mirror. When she complains or acts like a victim, you don't feed the drama, you validate her strength. Instead of telling her that a situation is unfair and that she should be angry, you tell her that the situation sounds like a challenge she is more than capable of handling. By refusing to feed the fire of emotional chaos, you encourage her to rise to your level of calm. You become the only person in her life who treats her like a hero rather than a victim. 9. The sacred fire of purpose. This is perhaps the most critical point of all. A woman's greatest psychological trigger is realizing that she is the second most important thing in your life. This sounds counterintuitive. We are constantly told to put a woman on a pedestal, but the pedestal is a lonely, unstable place. When a man makes a woman his entire world, he becomes an emotional burden to her. He becomes a parasite who needs her attention to survive. A stoic man has a mission, a craft, and a legacy. This purpose is what provides the warmth she enjoys, but the purpose does not exist for her. It exists because it is your nature to create. When you have a destiny that you love more than her, you are finally a man she can trust. 10. The courage to walk away. The ultimate vulnerability in the human heart is the fear of loss. Most men are so afraid of losing a woman that they will compromise their values, their time, and their self-respect just to keep her. And the moment they do, they have already lost her. Think of a business negotiation. If you walk into a room knowing you absolutely cannot afford to lose the deal, you have zero power. You will accept a terrible contract just to survive. You must be internally ready to lose everything external. You must be able to internally state that you love her, but you love your principles more. If she crosses a line or disrespects the boundaries you have built, you must have the quiet, calm courage to walk away without throwing a tantrum. The man who is genuinely willing to leave is the only man who has any power at the table. If you cannot lose her, you can never truly lead her. I know this isn't easy. I know the pressure to conform, to chase, and to seek validation is overwhelming. I know that deep down, you just want to be respected and understood. But the path of the Stoic isn't the path of the easy life. It is the path of the true life. When you apply these principles, you aren't just getting better results in your relationships. You are becoming a man of weight. You are becoming someone who matters. Think of the men who came before us. They stood tall in the face of the storm, and they were the anchors of their families. You have that same capacity for greatness. So, what do you do tonight? First, the digital fast. Put your phone on Do Not Disturb for 3 hours. Don't explain it. Don't announce it. Just exist in your own world. Second, the decision challenge. The next time you are with a woman, don't ask for a recommendation. State a direction. Inform her where you are going tonight and see how the energy shifts. Third, the composure test. If she becomes emotional or confrontational, consciously slow your heart rate. Speak slightly slower. Watch how her energy is forced to calibrate to yours. Finally, define the mission. Write down the one thing you are doing for yourself this month that has nothing to do with anyone else. Find your purpose. Understanding these triggers is a heavy responsibility. We don't use this knowledge to hurt, to diminish, or to manipulate. We use it to build. When you become the Stoic man described here, you aren't just winning at dating. You are providing a better version of masculinity for the world to see. You are becoming a leader, a protector, and a man of unyielding character. If this message resonated with you, stand with us, like the video, subscribe to The Silent Roar, and join the elite 1% committed to this path. Master yourself, and the world will naturally follow your lead. The journey of the Stoic is long, and a man's character is built one stone at a time. Go out today and place your first stone.